Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sundays Are for Contemplation. This is episode 10, our Valentine's special. I'm your host, Sophia.
I'm Nicole.
Yes,
I love how it's totally not even Valentine's Day anymore, but
it's recapping
it's
what
been an
Valentine's
emotional
Day.
roller coaster. So,
Yes. Insert the clips of us trying to ask ChatGPT to break a love curse that we thought was on us. And
Um, Again,
yeah.
I'm just convinced that the love of my life is like praying or sorry, there's like a bug or has paid an Etsy witch to like make sure that I don't meet anyone until I meet
Yeah.
him. And I'm like, okay, so that's fine, but like take your sweet time, I guess.
Okay, idea for this episode. Let's do a ritual right now, unspelling ourselves from this curse that we're in.
Yes, we should.
I don't, can we ask ChatGPT how to do a, how to do
How to
a,
break a curse? No.
yeah, how to break a curse that our either future soulmates or slimy exes did on us. That has been wreaking havoc on our love lives.
I think you should totally turn this into a poem, like whatever, like whatever the chat, whatever the AI
Yeah,
comes up with, and then like create an
exactly.
art piece with it.
Yeah, okay, I have the answer. Whether it's a cosmic joke, a bad energy loop, or just the unfortunate consequences of dating the wrong people, breaking a curse on your love life is all about clearing energy, setting boundaries, and reclaiming your power. Here's a mix of practical, energetic, and symbolic ways to break that curse and open the door for the right kind of love. Okay, I didn't expect chat to be so sassy.
I think,
One,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Identify
no,
the
no.
pattern and call it out. Curses, real or metaphorical, thrive in secrecy and repetition. Ask yourself, do I keep attracting the same type of toxic person? Me, yes.
I just, I don't even know. I just don't attract them, men in general.
Fair. Are there specific negative thoughts or fears about love that feel placed in my head? No, it just
Okay, but like
is
this
not
is like
happening.
psycho. This is like therapy. I don't want therapy. I want like a fucking spell. I want like real
That's
witchcraft
true.
shit. Like this is too like, oh, like if you just talk about like this one situation that happened to you when you were a kid is the reason why you can't like
Yeah,
open up
that's
to
true.
people. No, no, no. I don't need therapy. This is
Okay.
100% like
Yeah. Okay, here's a second set. Cut the energetic cords. If your ex or future soulmate in a past life, that doesn't make any sense, is
past life.
energetically lingering, it's time to sever the tie. Visualize a cord connecting you and the person who might have cursed you. See yourself cutting it with golden scissors.
But it's like if you're a lover from your past life, how do you even like imagine that person?
No, I don't know. Just pretend
Like
like some
what?
pretend like your ex or like some lover you have is like there's a tie between you and them, and now we're cutting it cord. We're cutting the cord. Think about your ex, Nicole. Cut the cord. I'm cutting the cord right now.
Why can I
Second,
not?
take a ritual bath with salt, herbs like rosemary or basil for cleansing, and a little cinnamon for love and protection. Okay. Salt, rosemary, cinnamon. Sounds like an interesting tea.
Yeah, that would be a good
And
tea.
three, burn old love notes, texts, or anything that still holds their energy.
How do I burn a text?
Or to like delete. Should I burn my phone on live right now? Burn it.
Just delete everything, go
Should
off
I
the
delete
grid.
my text with you know who right now?
I think the audience would agree.
Guys, I'm gonna delete them.
I mean, for me at least, I don't even have his phone number saved because my American phone number got all messed up, my
Yeah.
contacts. So I'm like,
Actually, the funniest thing is that the first text that I have with him. Oh my god,
don't
I
show
almost
it to
called him.
people.
No. No, because it's a photo of you. And it's replying to a sticker I sent of a Dobby meme.
Oh, what?
That's crazy. And I asked him, I was like, he's like, where are you? Are you in the dorm room? And I was like, yeah, are you? And he goes, yes, I'm in Nicole's bedroom.
I was like, excuse me?
There's more photos of you. That's crazy.
Because he's, yeah, he was my bestie. Like, he kind of is my bestie. We can't post this. We seriously cannot post. Well,
I feel like we'll never know what happens. You know what?
I
I'm
feel like
going to delete.
I think this could be a fun little special. Be like Happy Valentine's Day special, the day
It
after
should
Valentine's
be.
Day, and it's just us shitting on it.
If he ever listens to this, I'm so sorry. Clear all messages. Hold on. Did it delete? It deleted. Yeah. Okay, guys, I deleted my messages with my
Okay, now
ex.
I need to like picture like cutting the cord with my ex.
Wait, that would be like really embarrassing if he somehow found out that I did that. I don't know why, but
Did
he
what?
wouldn't find out.
You did what?
I don't know why. Like, I cleared my chats with him.
Oh.
I don't think that. See, this is why I get anxiety. I'm just like, oh my god, now he knows. Like, as if I'm literally not talking about him and pretending like I'm not gonna upload this later. Like, okay, whatever.
Bro, for real.
Anyway, you should also delete your text with.
3 days later.
And well, I think we have to give background. Both of us were like, let's just have fun and record podcasts as if it was just like daily like tea spilling sessions. And obviously we saw it and we're like, this is a little too incriminating. But we're gonna give you a little bit of the raw content throughout this episode, but still connected to all of our ideas and contemplation aspect of it, not just girl talk, you know?
Yeah. Although we do think that the vibe of this podcast has always been intended to be fun and flirtatious, may I say.
Paint that picture.
Yeah, that picture is being painted right now. Should we talk about the many pictures that are being painted right now, figuratively and literally?
Sure. Why don't you start us out with what paintings are you picturing? Painting?
Okay, clearly we cannot speak today. Here's the thing: are we talking about literal ones or figurative paintings? Because the figurative paintings right now, okay. For the unserious part, if we're gonna recap how Valentine's went, so Nicole and I are putting ourselves out there this semester to meet more people, right? Because we believe that meeting more people gives us energy. It always invites opportunities of serendipity, which, if you know what serendipity is just like great fortune comes your way at chance moments. But, if you stay inside your living room all day, like, you're not going to be able to invite that luck in.
Yes, but that was shady of her.
Sorry. The living room comment hit home. No pun intended.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree. I think at least this year, we've very much been on like, let's hang out with random people and make plans. And not, yeah, like you said, not only does it give us like a lot of energy, but yeah, like the people that we meet, like, and the experiences we share with them, like, I think they've kind of have inspired a lot of the things that like we end up doing. Like, just from like even a conversation over wine with like friends. And then we end up doing something based off of that, or I don't know, like it's honestly been very helpful. So even though Valentine's Day was supposed to be a romantic thing, like we both did not approach it at all like that.
There's no romance when we're when we're involved.
Only for each other.
Yeah.
Not fighting the lesbian allegations.
Not. We're keeping them up well and alive, actually.
Very much so.
Yeah. So yeah, on that note, I mean, sometimes when even we go out with like friends that we know, we keep talking business, which is bad. And I think we make it kind of like a weekly intention where we're like, okay, like we want to meet this many people or we want to go to like this many events. If you can't tell already, we do not really experience social burnout.
I sometimes do. Hence the living room comment.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But like I'm having more of a professional burnout right now. So like socializing for the first time in my life has been like healing, which is so weird.
Yeah. And yeah, to just kind of touch on that recent socialization, I think, can we just talk about the unhinged energy we've been having? Like, I don't want to be too like, like we need to baby her on this podcast. Like, no, like I want to go uncensored. Like, okay, maybe not uncensored. That's a
Okay.
little too crazy. No, but okay, so basically, I've been going out meeting all these types of people, whatever. And I'm realizing that I need to like I'm too friendly with too many people. You know what I mean?
Flashback.
So everybody just needs to remember that we live on a floating rock. Nothing
Mhm.
is ever that serious. Just don't be mean to each other and have fun.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the whole vibe. So let's talk about Valentine's Day. What did we do for Valentine's Day?
So we went out to the club
As one does when you're
as
single.
one and 22 years old. But not in like a desperate way. In a like, we just want to have fun because it's a holiday and we know that other people are going to be on a crazy vibe.
Yeah,
But one thing I did not expect was for there to be like this kind of like weird sappy energy in the air.
I see that. Everyone was like depressed, and I'm like,
Yeah.
go to sleep. Like, sleep it off. It's
Yeah. Because I just really don't like when people give off like desperate to find love energy at the club, especially men, because then it's like if you just don't want anything with those guys, then they like just get all like annoying and salty at you. And I'm just like, bro, like, I'm here for fun. You're here to be annoying. Like,
well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think also just I don't think people go to the club thinking that they're gonna find the love of their life. I hope not. I really hope
yeah.
not. But still, it was still. I think everyone that was there was just as petty as us. Like, and like just like
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
well,
I actually was the most like mentally happy. I was like having a blast. Like
yeah.
we
I
were
was
playing like
gonna,
Latin rock, so I was just like Latin rock with like
oh, yeah,
techno. It was like so. I was
that
I
was
was I
fun.
was vibing. Like I it was
Yeah.
also like 80% girls, so I was just like, okay. And usually that's
Hmm.
really fun, but I think since a lot of the girls were like sad because it's Valentine's Day and they're at a club alone, I think you could sense like I feel like the women were like kind of a little judgy yesterday. Like they're a bit competitive, you know what I mean? Like
No,
they were like
totally.
looking at you, and I was just like, chill. Like there's literally two guys in here, and I don't want them. Like
Like in
you
general,
can
they're
have
looking at
them.
us.
And also, funnily enough, well, not just there was a point where like
Mm.
yeah, it was okay. It was like 90% women for like a good moment of it. Then we like went back with like our friends and then went back to the dance floor. And then we were just you and me dancing, vibing. And then we were just surrounded by men. I was like, what just happened? Like,
Yeah. Also, like, okay, not to expose ourselves, we were at the club the night before as well. And the same like phenomenon occurred. And God, this is gonna sound so incriminating, but just like we were in the middle of the dance floor, it's like 90% men.
but we were
And
like, we were okay. We were like with our guy friends,
yes.
and like one of them was gay, and the other one was like the friend of his that was like visiting. So we were like with
Hmm.
them, and they're like, we're gonna go like smoke, you know, as one European does. We were like, okay. So they like walk away, and then we just like hear like cheering or like yes, finally leave. And I grab
Oh,
Soph, and I'm like, we're about to die. Like what
no,
just happened?
literally.
And I'm just like
Like,
men's storm. I'm like, don't what?
yeah, never in my life. And I'm glad that I wasn't like hallucinating it because we both looked at each other and just grabbed onto each other for dear life when that happened because we're just like, no way that like all of these men were just like C, like A, and I'm like, oh my God, like calm yourselves. Like, so that was crazy.
Yeah, that was
Um,
quite terrifying.
yeah. Wait and Hope Foundation gets messy.
For Valentine's Day.
Oh God, Mariano's gonna disapprove. He's like, I did not say yes. And we're gonna be like, actually, 2/3 majority, so we win. Haha.
Oh
uh,
my gosh. Well, I do
anyway,
think like love is like an important discussion for our society. It moves us, you know. It's we're literally
exactly.
motivated by love, whether it's like romantic
Hmm.
or like platonic or like
Yeah.
I don't even know what else. I guess
Mm.
communal, like community love, like the love
Community.
for being in a community and like I don't know, feeling of that
Yeah.
acceptance.
Yeah. All of those things.
And so I think it's important to talk about and analyze, especially because What are like all those things where it's like there's like the lonely man epidemic, and I'm like, just talk to a girl. Like it's not that hard.
Literally.
Like you
Like,
guys
okay,
don't
sorry,
speak to
yeah.
us.
I don't want to be like a hater, but at the same time, it's just like a delusional epidemic.
Yeah,
Everyone is delusional, and I'm like,
that's
touch
true.
grass.
Yeah,
Um,
we are also delusional, but
yeah, but like delusional in like a productive way where I'm not like gonna be desperate and then be angry if like my delusion doesn't feed me like the way I wanted it to. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
I'm
Yeah.
delusional in the sense that I'm just like everything is redirecting me to like a higher, more positive purpose. So anything that happens is always going to work out in my favor. So that's why I don't get that upset. Like, yeah, like I'm like, okay, like seeing my ex post his girl on his Valentine story didn't necessarily like give me the best impression, but hashtag we ball.
Reball. Bro,
Yeah.
I don't know, like my love life is just quite dry. So for me, like Valentine's Day was just kind of like another day, another
Yeah.
sleigh.
Wait, you know what we should do? Because okay, I have my Chat GPT like ritual
Mm-hmm.
breaking thing, and so we had just cut the energetic cords, and the next one, and this is kind of funny. It's called Return to Sender with love or fire, your choice. Here's the first idea: write their name on a piece of paper, place it in a jar of water, and freeze it. This symbolically puts their influence on ice. If you're feeling fiery, write a letter expressing all the harm they've done, then burn it. Burn it is in bold, and let the ashes scatter. And then say out loud, I release any energy, spell, or intention set my way that does not serve my highest good. Okay, let's do this one on here.
We have to do what?
Say
Sorry,
this out
repeat.
loud. I
Okay.
release
I release
any energy,
any energy,
spell, or intention
spell, or intention
sent my way
sent my way
that does not serve my highest good.
that does not serve my highest good.
I release any energy, spell, or intention sent my way that does not serve my highest good.
So I think this is like the words of manifesting, which I understand, but like
Yes.
I need like an Etsy witch to like, or like someone to just give
I
me like a
know.
holy water bath. Like
Yeah.
like someone needs to just throw holy water around my area to like get the evil eye away.
Yeah. We need to do sage.
Sage.
But ChatGPT is so sassy because it's saying this is a bullet point. Literally block delete people who feel like bad energy waiting to happen.
It's like telling. I think ChatGPT is also over about like the lonely people epidemic that are.
I know,
I
I
just
think
want to know how
so.
many people have been asking it for advice, for
Yeah.
relationship advice, and it's just done with everyone. That's the response it's
Apparently,
giving.
yeah. If you wear protective crystals like black tourmaline that blocks negativity and rose quartz attracts the right love. So,
I guess, but that's too fucking superstitious for me.
yeah.
Like I'm superstitious, but that's just too much effort.
Mm,
I just like a one-time thing, so I can like close it off. That's why I'm like,
yeah. Maybe we need to like okay, like a bless the camera. Everyone listening to this is a hot baddie who will succeed in every aspect of their life that they want to succeed in, and good things are happening and no negative things are happening, and all of our slimy exes and potential future soulmates that are blocking us from having fun experiences right now, this negative energy will not succeed,
it
but
will
the
not
positive
succeed.
ones will.
Only, only good men will be coming our way, or women, because at this point, no.
No.
Unfortunately, no.
And you can't because I would be upset. I'd be like, what happened to me, Nicole? I would be upset.
We totally did a little cheeky kiss yesterday at the club, me and
Yeah.
Sof.
Hee
Because
hee.
we were like, everyone here's ugly. And we were like, let's stop fighting the lesbian allegation. And then we just did a little peck in front of all of the 80 men that were surrounding us. And then we're like, yes, leave me alone.
And that probably just made them want to come over more. Like,
Ew.
honestly.
I apologize for any of our bi lesbian friends. We were trying to. What did they used to say? Gay fishing? That's not the right.
Queer baiting? Gay
Who
fishing?
did I say that?
Gay fishing? I think we were talking with like Elise or something, no? I don't
Yeah, and
know.
then I
That
was
was like,
like, the translation wasn't coming, so I was like, it's obviously I was just like, oh, it's gay fishing, and I was like, that's not the word. And then so we're like, that's what I do. I look for men that are gay looking.
I love how like politically incorrect this episode is
Yeah.
already. I feel like the way to be a successful woman in this day and age is honestly just like being very true to yourself and like being confident about it, not having like pick me energy either,
Hmm.
and just like having many different hobbies and like succeeding in all of them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think
No,
so. I feel
no
like,
one
yeah,
loves.
like being like very
Yeah,
fulfilled with yourself. Yeah, exactly. Just like being like, this is who I
yeah.
am, and I'm very comfortable with this, and I'm gonna surround myself with people that like how I am.
Mhm. Mhm. Like I've always loved the idea of being like a triple threat. Like I remember when I was like young and like seeing those like teen like magazines, whatever, like just stupid things like, oh, like Bruno Mars is a triple threat. Like he's a singer, dancer, and actor. I don't even know if he's an actor, but like some celebrity. And I was like, I wish I could be that. And I'm growing up and I'm just like collecting various hobbies and I'm like, is she a triple threat? I don't know, but like I love the idea of it. So
Yeah, yeah, and
yeah.
like romantic
Bigger,
love will
bigger,
come.
badder, bolder. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how we were like, this is gonna be about love, and then we were like, completely changed it to our workaholicness. See, this is the issue. This is why
Yeah.
we're both single.
Because
So
who else
I
would
was
be
supposed to go on a. I
compatible
was
right
supposed to
now?
look. It's not my fault. Look, I was supposed to go on a blind date that was like my school set up for like fun, like for Valentine's Day tonight. But
Hmm.
they never like told me who the person I was supposed to go with was, and like maybe they just didn't have enough people or whatever.
Yeah.
But like
Well,
I'm
that's
like,
the whole point. They just didn't send you a location, which is the thing.
no, no, they didn't even send me a confirmation email, and like my other friends did get it, which is
Mm,
fine, whatever. But I'm like, even like the curse that I have on me is so strong that I can't even go on like a fun little like school like date. Like, you see what I mean? Like, this was not. I tried. I did my best, but this was not on me.
yeah. You know what?
So
I feel
someone
like
has evil eye on me, and they're like, she's not gonna find. She's not gonna have
I know,
any
right?
fun. She doesn't get to speak to any guys.
Mm-mm.
Actually, if this is my soulmate, I really don't want to marry this person. Like,
End of flashback.
I hope you're friendly with people.
Yeah, no, I get.
Where's this going? Where's this
I
going?
actually don't know where this is going.
Friendly with people. Do friendly. Are you like shitting on people that just fall in
I'm
love
just
with
talking
you?
about people of the opposite gender.
Okay.
Like, I actually want this to be
I have
censored
the
again.
opposite problem where I'm not friendly enough. And I'm like, someone speaks to me, and I'm like, what are you doing?
But I think you should speak more.
I should right now or like in general.
I mean, right now, yes, of course. But I think when we're talking about interacting with people of the opposite gender who we might want to finesse romantic interest into.
The thing is, that's where my corporatiness cannot, because I like start speaking to them and then I'm like, oh my god, actually I could totally use you for this project, or I can totally like pick your brain at this topic. No love is ever happening in my head to begin
Yeah.
with, which is, it's fine. Like,
Because,
whatever.
okay, so like for example, day after Valentine's, we signed ourselves up for this whole blind date scenario that our school was running for us, right? And it was
Okay, context. The only reason I knew about this was because Sof texted me and she was like, what will you do if I signed you up against your will? And then I was like, I would murder you. But then I did it myself,
so she actually did sign up, and then I was the one who was kind of involuntarily
no,
taken into
I
it.
told her, I was like, we should do a double date, and she chickened out and she was like, no, this is weird, blah 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 blah. And
I
was like,
did not say it was weird.
Yeah, yes, you were like, no, I'm too awkward for this, and I was like, you're actually so lame.
Yeah, and we're gonna discuss that.
So you think she's cool and stuff, but she's not.
I am cool. I am.
She has ideas, but she doesn't execute them.
Here's the thing. Shut the fuck up. Okay. So basically, I had a dinner the night that this blind date was supposed to happen. And then the dinner got moved on the day of the blind date, and I had a friend at the same time tell me that she couldn't make it and if I could take her place.
Well, first I didn't know that my date was supposed to happen because they reached out to us on Instagram and not through an email, which is weird for like whatever. And so I was supposed to take the date first. So they called me and they're like, you should take this date. And I was like, oh, I thought I got out of it. I was like, okay, fuck it. And mind you, I was, oh my god, we're cursing a lot in this podcast, but I was quite hungover because the day before was Valentine's Day. It was a fun night.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine. And then I was like, wait, how do they reach out to you? And they're like, oh, on Instagram. And then I checked. I was like, crap, like I have a date myself too. And this guy's about to get like stood up if I don't go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, Sof, that means you have to go on this other date because this poor guy is going to be left all alone if you don't show up. And then me and our friend totally pressured her to do it. So we both ended up on these dates. Because the universe is funny like that.
Exactly. And honestly, like I was pleasantly surprised. Like I thought it was going to be some total weirdo, and I was the weirdo. But we're not going to get too much into that. I may have I may have called him a Latino baddie.
Sof wants Latino baddie. Even though she's Latina, I don't.
A Latina is looking for her Latino baddie. What can I say? But
good luck with that.
Thank you. But anyway, that's like the whole point. I'll say one more thing. The reason why in the end I did go was because even when I was telling Nicole to go and encouraging her to do it, I was like, all right, the best version of yourself would say yes, would be spontaneous, would sign yourself up to go to this thing and meet a random person because you're the one who has the control in this situation. Like they're afraid of meeting a weirdo as well. Don't be the weirdo. Be the confident person that makes them comfortable. And like you guys, like you can literally pitch the foundation to them. Or you could be like, I met a new friend or the love of your life. So,
not love of my life, but yes.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, you have all these opportunities.
No, but definitely that comment really like hit me. It was where it's like, be the best version of yourself. Yeah. When you talk to people. Or like, even if you like are like, even if you're anxious about something or you're like nervous, like, oh, I'm actually not that confident or whatever. Like, just imagine like what the best person of yourself would do. And I just like literally mimicked that. And I think you did too. And that's why we were both a bit crazy.
Yeah. We were just really honest, honestly. It was like,
we just had no filter because we were just, like so confident that we just did not care. Mm-hmm. So much to the point that we combined our single dates and forced them to go on a double date with us.
And that was really fun. And in hindsight, maybe next time I should be a little less confident because on a normal, Monday afternoon, when I'm rethinking all of the stuff that I was saying and acting, I don't know if I can recreate that again. Just on a normal, casual, tranquil Monday afternoon. So
fake it till you make it, but not enough to the point where you can't be yourself anymore.
However, maybe I should just tap into that energy perpetually.
Every time you see a man.
No. In general, like just on the foundation account, like just watch out for what I'm tweeting. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. But the point is, I think this is all about getting out of your comfort zone as well. And there are some things that are like actually relating to us in the podcast, but we're not going to reveal. That definitely involves us getting out of our comfort zone. And I think it's an important lesson for everybody to learn because how many times have we had to do stuff out of our comfort zone in the last 4 months? I remember meeting like people that were like besties with today that before we met them were like, I'm so nervous. What are they going to say? Like, how are they going to act? And it's like totally chill. So getting out of your comfort zone is also something that like is always going to reward you in the end.
And if not, at least you won't regret anything. At least you tried.
Yeah. I'm the type of person that lives with no regrets. I think.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's also like the reason why I'm that way is because I think there's lessons to be learned in every so-called regret that you have. And so long as you're aware of that and you realize that that was a constructive moment for you in your life, you needn't regret it.
Yeah, and I agree. I feel like the only time you regret things is when you do something when you don't do something you kind of wanted to do. So like for example, like for both of us were like, oh, going on stage would be fun, and then I feel like we would have regretted it if we didn't go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if it was like last minute canceling.
Like our friend that canceled on the guy, and then she found out it was a guy she had a crush on.
Damn.
And so what got to meet him instead. So
yeah, that was entertaining.
That was really funny. No, I feel really bad for her, but
yeah. Well, I mean, here's the other thing.
You gotta risk it.
Risk it for the biscuit. Anyway,
yes.
What was I gonna say? Comment on serendipity as well. That's the whole thing. Like sometimes when you go out, like you never know who's gonna fall into your lap. Like me and this person, just so to speak, as the perfect example, would have never crossed paths before. We were literally in the same club the night before for Valentine's. Do not recognize him at all. Never seen him before in my life. We have very many mutual friends, but it's just like in general too, like I've just had so many serendipitous moments with like other people that like it's all about the butterfly effect. Like you never know.
Yeah. And I agree. Like, I think any chance, I mean, obviously, this was like a very like catered, weird thing that forced you two random people together. But I think even just any like circumstance at an event or I don't know, just any
Hmm.
social gathering, like a birthday, just kind of going into it with that mindset. You never know, like friends of friends, like who you might meet or
Yeah.
connect with.
And also shifting the focus towards like the art side, I think this is why it's so important to put yourself out there for so many different types of things. Like everyone now, for example, who applied to the residency, I'm sure there's a large amount of people who didn't, maybe it just popped up on their feed and they're like, oh, I'm going to take a shot at this, I'm going to take a chance, and look at where they ended up now. And then in a few months, actually a month and a half, when we're all in Florence, it's going to be the same thing. Like I never thought that I would actually, my one simple decision to put myself out there would have led me here. And I also hope for anyone who's listening to this episode, like please, if you can make it, come to Florence, even if you're shy, if it's a little bit out of your comfort zone, like putting yourself out there and just putting open energy, allowing yourself to have these experiences as an artist. I think a lot of people, like I think when we create art, we operate on this sort of chance moments again. Like when you get that strike of lightning moment and something just marvelous happens. And of course, you can have these moments when you're more like stable, but randomness and chaos, it's all bred from the same sort of energy. Like you're not going to get these more like mystical moments. Like lightning is born from thunderstorms. Thunderstorms don't happen when the sky is calm, they happen when things are moving. And when you also start operating more on this wavelength, you start to navigate the storms, and then you can remain more calm, but you're actually inviting in all of these crazy fun things to happen. And you realize over time, too, in the tranquility, if you have a good balance, of course. Um,
And also, if you're in Florence and you feel shy, Soph and I will be there, and we'll probably be on our crazy shit.
yeah.
So you can come talk to us, and we'll
Yeah.
talk to you. We might scare you a bit, but
Hmm. We
again,
won't scare you.
well,
We look, come on, I don't think we look intimidating.
no, we're not intimidating. But I think if you see like two crackheads like laughing around, like it's
Mm.
literally gonna be us. Like the
Yeah.
two Latinas laughing in the middle of Florence, where everyone's just like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
We're gonna be in our own wavelength. So come join us.
One thing about us though is that we were just commenting on this the other day, is that you either get us when we're both very high energy and chaotic, or not talking to the world, just completely relaxed, chill, maybe too tired for life.
Contemplating
Exactly. Contemplating. Pondering.
too much sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the juicy. I mean, there's gonna be so many clips that we put in from our two conversations because this was the two recordings happened first of all the day right after Valentine. No,
the,
it was
the day before. They were both the day before.
They were both the same day.
They were both.
I think okay, one was before I found out that I was going on the date, and one was during like the exact live moment when I found out that I had to go on the date.
Yes, okay.
So this is gonna be really interesting. So we'll cut to that.
Here's the crazy part though, too. I don't know if this is before or after to preface it or not, but I think the love curse, the breaking the curse thing from ChatGPT actually worked, because Nicole, we'll cut to her when she says this, but she was just like, no, like I think it's a sign that like the curse is on me, that I'm not going on this blind date anymore. And just as that happens, our friend calls us to tell her that she can take her spot. So I think the curse, breaking the curse, actually worked for the both of us.
Yeah, but it wasn't about finding love. It was just about like the energies of meeting new people.
Of course.
I didn't find my love.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
So maybe the curse is not completely broken.
Yeah. I just hope
but
people...
it's slowly getting deciphered. Do curses get deciphered? Like
I just hope people aren't listening to this like, why did you guys completely change the vibe of what you were doing? Like you're on such educational topics and all of a sudden you're just spilling the tea with us.
Well, I think this is our educational topics. Like these are the things we've noticed in the last week. And I feel like for a lot of people out there that are single or not single,
our social education of the week
is we need more. I mean, look at those birth rates. We like we need more people to fall in love.
Yeah, we do.
Actually, I don't know.
Look at those birth rates. That's just gonna be in my head forever.
Like the overfishing comment I made.
Oh yeah, did we ever explain that?
I don't think so.
Should we?
Yeah.
I need to stop overfishing, and that's very clear.
Yeah, so the sea, you know the saying where it's like, there's plenty of fish in the sea. I told Sof, I was like, yeah, there's also plenty of trash. And then she was just like, yeah, like, Nicole, you just gotta keep fishing more. And I was just like, yeah, but Sof, like, you are overfishing. I was like, that's also bad for the ocean. Put them back.
Put them back. Put them back. I'm sorry. I like seafood. What can I say? I'm a pescatarian. This is so bad, guys.
I mean, still, this is supposed to be entertaining, so I hope you guys are entertained.
I'm entertained.
I am, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes life can't be too serious.
Yeah. And here's the thing, too, that I'm wondering, though. Like, with specifically fish, I'm kidding, with men, for example, I'm just very, I feel like, super outgoing and kind of a little too high energy sometimes. And then I realize that this can backfire for me in both ways, where sometimes I'm just like too friendly to the people that I'm like, no, like I really adore you, like as a friend. And then also maybe I'm too friendly for the people that I'm like, no, like I would actually like to pursue something romantically with you. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't interact with men. I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding. I do.
no, you do.
I
but-
I don't know, like I think your energy, I think you're super fun, and I think you're always like that. And people just don't, sometimes, okay, this doesn't have to be just romantic, but even think like friend wise. Like you're not gonna click with everyone. Not everyone's gonna be attractive to your personality. So just don't take it personal. It's like you're not gonna be friends with everyone in the world. And you're not gonna be super close friends with everyone. And I feel like a relationship is always like probably one of the closest relationships you ever, or you know, like relationships as a person, but like that you're gonna have with someone. And so like you just gotta find one, right? I mean, if
right?
right? Okay.
I mean, at the way things are going, I don't know.
Overfishing.
You know that one time I had an astrologist tell me that in my chart, I got two different kinds of birth chart readings, by the way. I got like a modern astrology one, and then I got a Mayan astrology birth chart, and both of them said that I have many types of partners in my life.
Okay, but
Okay,
for
so
the period of time, you can have
business
one partner.
partners, marriage partners.
Again, but I'm saying like this, I'm saying for the period of time that you're gonna have like one partner, right? That you're looking for.
Well, yeah.
Or-
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
looking. I'm
like-
not looking for a partner. That's the thing. I'm
That's what
looking
she
for my
says.
business partners. Actually, I'm looking to maintain you guys. I like you as my business partners. So
Okay, but no. But what I'm saying is like you might like if this guy didn't work out or another guy like didn't work out, like don't take it personal is what I'm saying. Don't overthink and say like my personality was just too much or I should have acted like this and they would have liked me. Like fuck that. Sorry for the word again.
yeah,
You don't need to please every single man. Like don't take it personal. You just didn't like click. It's the same thing when you meet someone that you like don't really vibe with. Like it's not because I mean some
That's true.
some people are horrible, but like for the most part you're just like I just don't really enjoy talking to them or I just whatever. Like so just don't take it personal and don't try to change yourself. The right person is gonna like you in any way. And this is like for all kinds of relationships.
That's a great advice. I like that. I'm gonna replay that next time that you need some advice. I'm gonna be like, listen to your own words, Nicole.
She does this to me sometimes.
Yeah,
what
but
did I say the other day? I was like, the coach doesn't play the game.
and then I told her, she's like, what were you even talking about? Oh, because this is going back to dating advice, right? We're not gonna, yeah. Anyway, we're going back to dating advice, and Nicole was like, the coach doesn't play in the game.
Because I was helping her
Yeah.
pick someone.
But here's the thing. The coach has played. We need you to play again. Get back on the field. You know what I mean?
I'm retired.
She's not retired.
kidding, I'm
What are you
kidding.
retired from?
I'm kidding. I'm just very focused on my job right now. And that's why my job is currently being a podcast where I talk about my romantic life.
That's true. See, that's why I'm not like necessarily seeking to have
Yeah.
a boyfriend, a husband, whatever. That's not even touch husband, okay? I'm not seeking a romantic relationship right now because I'm so fulfilled in what I'm doing with you, with the foundation, with everything that I'm like, I'm excited, you know? And I love it. And I'm just living my life right now. But the problem is,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think for that, you just like just keep going, keep talking to people, meet someone, you're in the right energy, someone with the same that's on the same wavelength, you're eventually going to attract them. So it's horrible, but like they always are saying like, oh, like it's going to happen when you least expect it. I mean, fuck them for saying that because it's annoying, but like
I mean, it's true.
But I think it is true. Like,
I'm thinking, and I'm not expecting it, so it must happen. I'm kidding. But
or we can just,
what?
I don't know,
Get married?
together. Yeah, but nah, that's too much work. We can just live together. We can just be eternal roommates.
Yeah, I mean, she
And
doesn't have
business
the
partners.
passport I want anyway, so why would I marry you?
I do, or I don't.
You don't. Give me that European citizenship.
Just yeah, same, bro.
If anyone is looking for marriage, not love, because we're incapable of giving that, and you have a European passport,
We're not incapable of loving.
if you guys want Latina baddies, Lord,
We're gonna get canceled one day.
maybe they'll come to this podcast. I think we have really good advice though. So whoever's trying to cancel us, just listen to the words.
Yeah, listen to the lessons. It's supposed to, what are they called? Like parables. It's like the story, but the lesson behind. Like the story might sound completely stupid.
Yeah,
And just
You know-
dumb, but like the lesson is there.
the lesson is there. I'm gonna put a disclaimer at the beginning of this podcast, and I'm gonna be like, warning, what you're about to listen to does not reflect the values of the Wait Up Foundation. It is
I think we
purely
should-
for fun. I will do that actually.
Well, I mean, there are some of the values, like we said,
Yeah.
putting just socializing and meeting people, community.
I want to eat this microphone. Sorry.
Okay. No comment.
No comment. No comment.
I mean, let's talk about actual art stuff now. Residency, what's coming up, Florence.
I tried to talk about it, and then you were like, "Let's get to the juicy stuff."
Wait, I think we're gonna cut into the juicy stuff because I feel like now it's just like I can't really remember what happened but I feel like the clips of us while it was happening are gonna be so much more chaotic.
Yeah,
And so I think past Nicole can explain all of that.
that's so true. There's some incriminating stuff though I can't.
Yeah, but we're gonna
Review.
cut those out.
Oh yeah. Okay, so basically, yeah, Florence residency. We have about 2 weeks left until the final projects are due. That's very exciting because we're kind of getting towards the end point here. And inside of the residency, we've been getting to see some presentations. We know we have rehearsals soon. And I'm really excited to see, especially like what our cohort has, because the both of us lead like the same cohort, the same group. And we've gotten to hear a little bit from like the other groups as well. And of course, ours has at least two artists who have never actually minted their works on chain before, but they are visual artists, which is going to be good. And it's going to be interesting to see how they're both like new into the space. So like interacting with everybody, I think is like, I don't know if they're coming to Florence or not, but I would love to see them there. And that's going to be good. Then what else? The conversations have just recently, we have set like a 2-hour allocation for every meeting, but recently they have just been going over.
Like
And-
Monday night was painful.
Monday night was an internal meeting and it was an hour long. It was literally like 4 hours.
But it was so fun because we were walking through the festival and like seeing all the events and just being like, wow, this is actually happening.
Exactly, like the day by day.
And how we're gonna have to do a live podcast.
At an undisclosed location that we won't reveal yet.
Yeah, and we're like, I'm still confused. I'm like, our podcast is so unserious. I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
we'll see how it goes. I'm confident. Worst case, they just scrap it if we're too Gen Z.
I love how Gen Z is like kind of the fallback for everything now because this podcast is so Gen Z. Here's the
So
thing.
it's acceptable.
Gen Z, it just means being comfortable on the internet. And that's what we're trying to foment here.
Yes.
Like, why couldn't other people talk about these things? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, plenty of people have like told me worse things at bars, like drunk. They try to
Right.
dump. I'm like,
You know what's worse? Like, you know,
you
like
could do it in person. Why not on the internet?
the Call Her Daddy podcast, for example. Like that is the woman who runs that is first of all like a genius. I literally think she's on her way to becoming a billionaire or something like that because she created this whole like media network and she has influencers like Alex Earl under her and everything who has her own podcast like Hot Mess, right? That is like what we won't become, but this episode is like
Elements of it.
it has elements of it, like hints of it, you know, concepts of an idea. um but yeah, just yeah.
I'm thinking, what else? What are other interesting things?
The thing is, I feel like we have so much to talk about, but I'm just scared to reveal them all.
I know.
on
I'm
here.
like, what are we allowed to say and not?
Because
I
there's
guess
things.
you just have to come in Florence to find out.
Yeah,
We're not. Yeah, sorry. We're not going to talk about it anymore. You guys aren't going to hear about Florence no more. Like, you just have to come and see it for yourself live. So
yeah. I think I accidentally turned on the mic.
turned it off.
Turn it on. Whatever. What are we going to talk about? Okay, we went over our love lives. That situation is kind of fun. We brought up Florence in the residency. Do you want to touch back onto what we were talking about in the other episode with you being in your dorm room in Turkey and like how much we've progressed since then, or not really?
I can. I'm trying to remember the conversation of. Oh yeah, we were talking about just how. Oh, Mariano. What was a conversation we were having, and he was just like, "Yeah, like I just can't like remember like how it all like started." I was like, I clearly remember how it all started. Like, I was in a little dorm in Turkey on exchange because I decided to stay dorm rooms with 2 Turkish roommates, super nice, but it was a tiny space. And I've been living alone in an apartment for the last like 3 years. So it was just a switch. And like, it was so hot. I remember because I didn't have ACs. And it was like, I would just come home from class and I would just like sit on my little bunk bed and just grind on all the concepts and like the ideation with the word ideation of like the foundation. And it's crazy like to see it all like come true slowly but surely, but it's coming. And I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know if there's anything specific that you wanted me to talk about.
No, I mean, just kind of like that was something that we had mentioned before. And I think, yeah, like I just really could not remember the beginnings of how like me, you, and Mariano got together. And then all of a sudden we're here. But you know what I realized? I think we talk about this in every other episode. Like, I think we reflect a little too much on our episodes. Like, what else is there to talk about?
I don't know. That's why we're talking about our love lives.
Exactly.
And again, it's so hard because we don't know what we can reveal and what we can't reveal.
Well, I know that I could reveal things, but I just don't want people to listen and be like, she's talking about me. You know what I mean?
Are we talking about your love life or like work?
I thought you were talking about love life.
I was talking about work.
I literally heard you say love life. Well,
no, I was saying we can do love life or, okay, whatever. Doesn't matter.
And work too, what can we reveal? I mean, we can reveal a lot of things. Like, what you see is what I'm kidding. I don't know.
What were you going to say?
I just said what you see is what you get.
Oh.
But then doesn't make any sense.
Well, just what we're posting, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Fine, let's get Sof to reveal more about her love life. I'm kidding. We'll put the clips in. We'll put some of the more incriminating stuff in there. I think right now we're both like stable.
Yeah,
we're not stable. But we're just like in our work mode, so we're not like being creative and crazy.
Because there's a difference between like keeping the energy inside of us that we have and then actually exerting that energy onto random people that we just met that night. But my thing is like finding the people that can match my energy. Because there's
No.
Oh.
I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I just lost track of my thought.
Well, with that, I bet this episode's gonna be long with the amount of clips that we throw in there. We're gonna have a much more interesting one. No, this was interesting. This was tea. We were spilling the tea with the girls and whoever else is there.
Next week we have Ruby Rise Home coming to the podcast, and we're gonna get back into more of our education interview vibe.
And very philosophical conversation.
Yeah, extremely.
That girl, I love her. She's like my girl
crush. We love you, Ruby.
See you guys next week.
Wait and hope.
Wait and hope.